Songs and stories with Steve Roby. All about artists on Hawaii. Learn about the music and backstory on Songs and Stories.
Aloha, and welcome to Season 2 of Songs and Stories. That's a new intro we got from Lapaka Roots, who will be a guest on an upcoming episode. On today's show, we have our first non-musician guest, the Kahilu Theatre's Artistic Director Chuck Gessert. I recently had the opportunity to sit down with him and discuss the theater's future and what their plans are when they get the green light to reopen. To give you a sense of the diversity of the acts the theater offered, I'm including a few clips from their 2019 season. Here's my interview with Chuck Gessert. I'm speaking with Chuck Gessert at the Maunalani Resort, and we're just about ready to watch Brother Nolan in the benefit concert for the Kahilu Theatre. Since the Kahilu Theatre shut down in mid-March, which seems like years ago due to the pandemic, what's the theater been doing to stay in touch with the community?
That's a great question. We are such a community gathering place, and that's really our mission is, where arts, entertainment, and education thrive, and we seek to inspire the community by gathering them, in one place. And so we've been unable to do that since the pandemic hit. So one of the things we've been doing is preparing the theater for the future, and that has been taking place on a number of fronts. Number one is we're addressing public safety, and we're doing a rehaul or overhaul of our bathroom facilities so that when we bring the public back in, we'll have touchless toilets and faucets and paper towel dispensers and hand sanitizer dispensers. That thankfully we had just gotten some money from the state that we had applied for 3 years ago for capital improvements. So we're able to retrofit our restroom facilities.
Oh, nice.
One of the things we're looking forward to is opening up hopefully sometime in the fall in a social distance model and having maybe 50 to 99 people in our main theater.
Oh, really?
Socially distanced.
Roping off rows or something?
Right. We would have every other row gives us 6 feet, and then 4 empty seats in between other people gives us another 6 feet. So comfortably we could fit 50 to 99 people in the theater. And we've invested in 4 video cameras that are pan, tilt, zoom.
Nice.
So we're hoping to offer a live experience for video streaming, and then also archive the concerts so that we can share revenue with the artist. Even though we can only put 50 people in the seats, we can share revenue streaming with the artists. And then also, we're looking forward to opening up our market, to the entire world. We're looking at primarily focusing on Hawaiian culture and music. We feel that is, a niche that we can make much more than a niche. And what we're big picture looking at is identifying up-and-coming artists as well as some of our traditional favorites, and helping them promote themselves all over the world. And when you look at our maximum capacity at the theater is 484 before the pandemic. On a good video live streaming, who knows how many that could be.
Right. So it would be like subscription-based?
Right. We're working on the different models right now, and we're hoping in August and September to be doing some testing of both our equipment and also our video streaming capabilities. About a year and a half ago, we had fiber optic brought into the theater, so we've got a great capacity for uploads and upstreaming. So I'm really excited about what our potential is.
Exciting, brilliant news.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Thank you. I'm Justine.
I'm Eric.
I'm Laura.
And we're KOA.
You're listening to Songs and Stories
With Steve Roby.
If you like Big Island punk rock, check us out on Facebook,
Instagram,
Spotify, or wherever you stream.
That's Cause of Affliction.
Like Kau with a Z.
Kauz of Affliction, baby.
Yeah, and we're back on Songs and Stories with my interview with Chuck Gessert, the executive director of the Kahilu Theatre. In part 2 of my interview with Chuck, he explains that they're adding 4 different video cameras to the theater and how they will enhance the viewer's experience when they watch future shows online and get to see close-ups and things you just wouldn't see if you were in the theater watching a show itself.
You know, I along with millions of others, watched Hamilton this last week, and I had seen it on Broadway, and so I think they somewhat captured what the live theater experience was, and part of that was through using multiple cameras. And I think rather than just a static camera, on a stage, we're looking at all 4 of our cameras will be able to pan, tilt, and zoom. So we'll be able to zoom in on the finger stylings, of Ledward Kaapana. And,
that the regular audience member wouldn't see.
Exactly.
Sitting in the seat, yeah.
Right.
That's great. Do you plan to announce that further down the road, a couple more months?
Right, yeah, that's what we want to get all the.
Yeah.
We want to keep it at the same quality that we've done. But I envision that we'll be able to invite back halaus that have traditionally sold out for their performances, and those have been rentals of the facility, and they were limited as to how many people could see their show because of the capacity of the theater, and we can bring them back with little or no audience and really have a worldwide audience for that. So it's not just concerts, but certainly we are looking at one of the things that we think would be really cool is maybe a Sunday evening kind of Kapila jam session. Through both Bring It, and we've had the Hawaii songwriters meeting at our theater every month before the pandemic. Also with the great musicians that they bring in at Big Island Brew House and Redwater Cafe and Gertrude's.
That's wonderful news.
I think we can highlight acts that wouldn't normally fill our theater, but are well worth developing that talent. And also, when all is said and done, I'm hoping that we can present the artist with high quality, high definition video that then they can use for promotional videos to sell themselves to performing arts presenters, not only on the mainland, but all over the world.
That's an excellent idea. Wow. I can't tell you how happy I am to hear that. That's beautiful.
Don May coming to you from the Big Island of Hawaii. And you're listening to Songs and Stories with your host, Stephen Roby. And I'd like to invite you over to donmayofficial.com. Check out some new music, tour dates, take a look around. We're making some great Americana music right here on the Big Island. Come check it out. I hope to see you there.
Here's part 3 of my interview with Chuck Gessert.
So the theater could sustain itself until, say, major acts come back maybe next year or something like that with this platform?
Well, that's what, we're looking at, we're in a different world.
Yeah.
And the models we've run, if people are willing to spend $20 on a live stream ticket, and let's say, in our market, just in the Hawaii time zone, if we can get 1,000 people to do that, then if we do 2 concerts a month, of that volume, then we can pay the bills.
Really, yeah. That'll build your brand too.
Right, exactly.
Let's talk about today's concert with Brother Nolan and the one that follows next week with Mark Yamanaka. These are benefit concerts to help the theater?
Right now, because of the different phases of reopening that the island is on, we really aren't in a position to do concerts. I've had a lot of people suggest, do a concert at Waikoloa Bowl or, what have you. And our primary concern is the safety of the artist, guests, and staff. And Manalani this weekend opened up their restaurant, the Canoe House. And they've got a unique facility in that they've got outdoor dining and a beautiful lawn that pre-COVID we could probably fit 300 people for a session there, and we just sold 40 tickets on the lawn. So we're very socially distanced on the lawn. Brother Nolan will be performing just feet away from the Pacific Ocean. It's such a beautiful setting, and it's got to be the freshest air on earth. And we're requiring masks, to be worn by everyone. But I'm really excited about tonight. I think we've crossed all the T's and dotted the I's, and everyone's very excited to have live music again on this part of the island.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Since we last saw each other face to face, Executive Director Deb Goodwin has moved on.
Yes.
And are there plans to announce her replacement?
Well, the Board of Directors has decided that Mimi Curley is going to be the interim Executive Director, and they're going to rightfully take their time in assessing what needs to be done in the leadership at Kahilu Theatre, what's best being addressed in this time of terrific change. So it doesn't look like we'll be going up to full capacity anytime soon.
So this time.
Unfortunately, we've had to lay off a number of staff people because of the pandemic, and everyone who is remaining is at reduced pay. So
part of the industry.
Yeah. So I'm grateful that I still have a job here, and I hope their intentions are to stay the course here with that.
Earlier, you were telling me you're starting to make use of the Mike Luce studio.
Yes.
With another organization on Oahu.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. We had the folks from High Sessions were at the theater last Friday, and Blaine Singh, who recently moved to the Big Island, he did a recording session in the Mike Luce and invited his good friend John to play in bass with him, and John brought his cameraman. They videotaped a couple of the songs for High Sessions, and hopefully, moving forward, we'll have some more High Sessions live from the Big Island. Yeah.
So the theater's really got some big, exciting news happening.
Right.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Chuck, before we go?
Well, Steve, I have just been here 3.5 years, and I've been so impressed with the work you've done on behalf of not only the artists, but also the venues on the Big Island. I think, besides myself, I know that you traverse the island more than I do. My first year, I traversed it quite a bit, but I've just been so impressed with not only the professionalism of your coverage, phenomenal support that you give to every artist that comes onto not only the Kahilu stage, but down in Hilo and Kona and everywhere in between.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
If this were video, you'd see me blushing, but not in a COVID-19 way. No. Again, Chuck, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
Thanks for listening to Songs and Stories. You can find episodes on Apple Podcast and listen or download for free. New episodes are available every Thursday. Songs and Stories is produced by Big Island Music Magazine. Find us on the web at bigislandmusic.net. Be sure to follow us on Facebook. I'll see you next week on Songs and Stories. Aloha.